Working culture of Indonesia. 1. Indonesia is an archipelago that includes more than 7,000 islands inhabited by around 255 million people. 2. One of the distinct culture of Indonesia national is mutual cooperation. Apart from making your work finish quickly, mutual cooperation can also create a sense of empathy between colleagues, which will certainly have a positive impact on the mood of your team. Culture of Filipina. Each province has its own folk culture dance showcasing the Filipino dance style and the beauty of its people. Philippine culture is heavily influenced by history and mixture of foreign influence and indigenous civilization. The similarity between Indonesia and Filipina country. The Philippines and Indonesia are countries located on the Southeast Asian continent. 2. The Philippines and Indonesia are members of ASEAN, in which both are founding countries.
Now I want to tell you about Indonesian and Philippines culture. Indonesia has a variety of regions and environments, stretching from Sabang to Merauke. The Philippines and Indonesia both have archipelagic status because their territories are separated by ocean. Even so, Indonesia territory extends to the side, so the Philippine archipelago extends downward. Philippines naturally love art, and they can depict certain historical events through painting, poetry, songs, and writing. Indonesia has 6 languages. They are legally recognized in the law, namely Islam, Christian, Hinduism, and Confucianism. Indonesia and the Philippines are both republican countries, so they are both led by the president. The culture of the Philippines is diverse. Around of the Philippines are Christians and are Muslims.
1. In Indonesian companies, employees are expected to respect their senior colleagues and maintain good relationship with their superior. Table 2. In Indonesia, the Philippines are countries with the status of developing countries. Table 3. State and foreign influence many people remain superstitious. This belief stems from the ancestors of their ancient culture. Number 6. Table 1. Mutual cooperation is one of the unique culture in Indonesia, making work done quickly. Table 2. The economic centers of these two countries tend to concentrate on their capital city. Indonesia in Jakarta and the Philippines on Manila. Table 3. The country has beautiful traditional folk dance, showcasing the grace and grace of the Philippines.
Number 7. The similarities between Indonesia and Philippines are both have potential in the agricultural sector when it comes to geographical conditions. The differences between these two countries are, in Indonesia, workers do their best to avoid any kind of conflict. This attitude is related to Indonesia's culture of maintaining peace. In Philippines, they show off their Filipino dress and play Filipino music, performing Filipino cultural dance. Number 8. The similarities between Indonesia and Philippines are both countries rely on agriculture as an economic activity. these two countries are: in Indonesia, the average work hour is 7 hours a day or 40 hours per week. In Philippines, Filipinos are used to greeting by shaking hands. When younger people meet older people, they usually have to kiss the back of the elder's hand as a courtesy. Young women in the Philippines, when they meet older people, should kiss both cheeks in respect.
Let's start from the differences. Indonesian workers expected to be expert in every aspect of work, which even not in their desk job. While Philippine culture defines the unique peculiarities of Filipinos from around the world. His wealth in culture make him very different and more prominent from other countries. The Philippines has wide variety of cultural heritage, traditional arts, and spoken languages. Another difference is there are at least 300 ethnic groups in Indonesia, each with their own set of costumes and distinctive cultural objects, although so they can live in harmony. While the Philippines has a very distinctive way of shaking hands, when the shaking was finished, they would turn around and take a few steps back. This implies providing an explanation that they do not keep knives on their backs. They consider this to be the most true and sincere way of greeting. And now we talk about the similarities between Indonesia and Philippines. The similarity between the Philippines and Indonesia is that it is an archipelago and is traversed by the Circum-Pacific and Circum-Mediterranean mountain routes. Both have Malay ethnicity in social and demographic. Indonesia has a Malay race, and this is the same as what happened in the Philippines.